Today I'm making sourdough pretzel bites with mozzarella cheese inside. First, in a large bowl, I'm going to add 125 grams of active starter. Next, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Then I'm going to add 280 grams of warm filtered water. Mix it up. Next, I'm going to add 475 grams of unbleached bread flour. Mix that up until the dough forms. Next, I'm going to cover the dough and let this rest for 30 minutes. After that, I'm going to do my first round of 3 rounds of stretch and folds, which just means I'm going to pick up the dough and place it on itself and do it all the way around the bowl and then cover the dough back up and let it rest for 30 minutes in between each round. Now I'm doing my last round of stretch and folds, and then I'm going to cover the dough back up and I'm going to let this rise for 8 hours or until the dough doubles in size. Once the dough has doubled in size, I added it to a cutting board and now I'm going to cut it into 16 pieces. Next, I'm going to take a piece of dough and press it down and add a piece of mozzarella cheese and then roll it up and repeat the process with the rest of the dough. Next, I have a large pot of water that's boiling. I'm going to sprinkle in about a half a cup of baking soda into the pot. Then I'm going to add a few pieces of dough at a time and let it cook for 30 seconds and then put it on a lined baking sheet. Then I'm just going to repeat the process with the rest of the dough. Then I'm just going to sprinkle some flaky sea salt on each pretzel and then bake this at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Once the pretzels were done baking, I brushed them with some butter and here's an up close look at the inside of the pretzel.